What is going down, fans? Your boy is back, and so are these two hooligans. The three of us are here for another episode 118 of the Comic Bookies podcast. Hope everyone's week is going fantastic so far. This week in sports, we have plenty to talk about. The Stanley Cup Finals is here, and a team has it well in hand. NBA Conference Finals are shaping up. The Euro knockout stage, some juggernauts have already been eliminated. NASCAR, first time at Road America, and we have a beef to pick with the NCAA and their treatment of the NC State baseball team. And over in comics, of course, like every single week, we have plenty of books to talk about, old and new, and plenty of news, including two movies that have just started production this week. John Lithgow returns to Dexter, and me and Sean discuss Loki episodes 2 and 3. So buckle up, everyone, and strap in for another episode of the Comic Bookies podcast. Glad to be back. Let's hit it, boys.
Like you never left.
And you never will. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Comic Bookies podcast.
What up, everybody? Episode 118.
Glad to be back live. Dude, how crazy was that, though? That short that I put, some random just showing off some toys at Target and stuff, and then boom, it just goes viral for about 20 minutes.
It's like the perfect algorithm, bro. A short video, toys at Target.
And then my Danielle's like, hashtag Target and hashtag like new toys. That's what did it. I was like, oh, that's true. But like, how do you go from like 11 views to like 1.7 thousand views in like half an hour? It's crazy.
If all you have to do is start just hashtagging that stuff, hey man, think of every popular store everyone goes to.
I know. All right, folks, we're going back live to episode 118 in 3, 2, and 1. And welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Grab your drinks and sit down and enjoy the soothing sounds of Mike, Mark, and Sean. Comic Bookies podcast is here. We are brought to you by Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California. Today, the last but fifth Wednesday of the month, June 30th, 2021, is New Comic Book Day, so go and get your books, new and old, from Alex. He'll set you up. You can get it curbside still. He can even mail it to you, or you can just walk in, mask or maskless. Fellas, had to take the week off last week. My wife actually had surgery, like a minor surgery, but she had... let's just say she had the procedure where we will not be having kids anymore. And then she also took care of, she had like the laparoscopy where she had like the 3 little cuts, like not like a huge, gash or whatever. But unfortunately, after the C-section for our second kid, Camden, she developed a bunch of scar tissue that was causing her pain and stuff. And she just had to, that taken care of. So stuff like that is real. And but she's doing well. And so how are you guys?
Everything is good, bro. Real quick to Danielle, happy you are doing better. Of course, bro, that's number one, the wife, her health, and happy she's doing good. Definitely sending love and care from the Comic Bookies, Mark and myself. But no, everything is good, bro. It's one of those good weeks because I only have to work Tuesday to Friday, and it's a 3-day weekend coming up. I know Mark's going to be in Mexico this weekend. I got the gender reveal, which I know you'll be joining Mike, so the wife and I are super excited getting that planned. Boy or girl, as long as it's healthy, I'm super happy. Hey, maybe we'll even do a poll on the Comic Bookies page tonight or tomorrow.
There you go. That's a good one.
And see what people think. But no, man, it's a lot of good vibes, a lot of good energy. Everything is good, man. Mark, Mike, how are you guys doing?
Sorry. Yeah, guys, welcome back. Oh, that does sound different. Welcome back. I'm happy that Danielle's doing good, and most importantly, I'm happy that you guys are happy, brother. Gender reveal. I know you're probably a little bit nervous, but it's exciting either way, as long as it's healthy, right? But crazy stuff happening. One of my favorite holidays, is coming up right around the corner. Like Sean mentioned, I won't even be in the damn country to be able to celebrate it, but nonetheless, I will be celebrating other festivities down there south of the border. But cheers to a new month starting, the half of the year being over, guys, and to the second half of the year being good to us and our fans and everybody all over the world, man. So just happy to being able to do this again for another half a year and just keep watching these sports, man, and reading these books.
Yeah,
baby.
I already have 2 Comic-Cons on the radar. You know, if you guys want to head out, it's not too far from me, but there's a Stockton Con coming up in the next few months. Of course, Silicon Valley Comic-Con is, I believe, in late August. So, I mean...
It ain't no silicone.
You know, it's not silicone, definitely not. You know, that's a whole different convention. That's the big one in Vegas, you know, the one that certain hub website puts on. I'm kidding. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll have more news coming up then, but yeah, catch us at a con, dude. So, congrats, Sean and Marissa. You know, they're pregnant, finding out if it's a boy or a girl. Mark, have fun. You're going to be celebrating our country's independence in Mexico, so that's pretty awesome. And then I have a little parade for my daughter. Her dance studio, there's like a parade in downtown Tracy on 4th of July, so she'll be on a float, waving and stuff. So yeah, it looks like we have action-packed weekends. But we are packed full of stuff to talk about in sports and comics. Sports is first, so let's get into, the Stanley Cup Finals is set. It's the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Montreal Canadiens. So by the time you guys listen to this, if you're watching it right now, fantastic. The Lightning are up 2-0. They pretty much handle the Montreal Canadiens pretty handily the first 2 games. They're very physical. They win 3-1 tonight to take a commanding 2-0 lead. So by the time Saturday comes, there's probably going to be at least one more game to be played. So, fellas, have you watched any of the games? I've watched a little bit of both games.
Same, bro. I've watched a little bit of both, and I think what you said in pre-production kind of hits it on the head. They're kind of just bigger, faster, stronger.
Yeah.
They look just like the prime team. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was actually super excited the Canadians getting in. The Canada team is finally in. They got a chance. But just like Vince McMahon says, they got no chance in hell. They got no chance, man. Tampa Bay is looking just like the clear-cut favorite. I mean...
Just when Canada thought they were going to be able to lift Lord Stanley's Cup, man. It does. Although I wouldn't count them out just yet, but you guys are right. You know, Mike's been actually got to hand it to him. He's been calling it all year pretty much, or at least since these playoffs started. Kucherov is, he's a madman. I sent you guys that stat, I believe.
That was incredible.
What was it, Mike?
It was a tweet.
How many,
it was
30 points.
Yeah, 30 points. Crap.
In every playoff series or playoff year or something like that.
And only 2 other players, freaking Mario Lemieux and Wayne Gretzky, did it. So yeah, that's
pretty good company.
That's good company. Yeah.
So, like I said, Mike, if they win back to back, which it's looking probable for them to do, I think that year, 2 years ago, like I mentioned, it's going to be like
for sure.
An afterthought for them, right? And it's kind of like the Warriors, right? We lost, we won, we lost. We get KD, we win 2 more. Like, we didn't really think about that year anymore.
I mean, it's a little different because they lost in the first round and not in the Stanley Cup Finals. It's a little different, but I get it. It's along the same way.
It does kind of pain me to think about that. We could have possibly got 5 in a row.
And to be honest, we should have beat Toronto too.
Yeah, KD, Clay goes out.
Cleveland from that freaking 3-1 deficit. Oh my god,
that's true. 3-1 deficit, and then Draymond Green that's true. But we should have gone 5-0. That's with the injuries and the bullshit with Draymond. Yeah, that's true. Damn.
So it's crazy. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Still got 3 out of 5, but. Great run. But yeah, man, Tampa Bay's having a great run right now, dude.
The first back-to-back champion since I think Pittsburgh, like in 15 and 16 when they beat the Sharks in one of them.
And you remember what run started you remember what team started the run in 2020 of the Tampa Bay teams, man. I know you don't want to hear it. But check the MLB standings in the AL East. Who's in first or second?
I would say Tampa.
I think Boston's in first. I think
Boston is in first earlier this week. I was actually looking at that. They've been playing really good, man.
Yeah.
But then check the NFL offseason stuff also.
Well, I mean, come on, they're returning every single player. Come on, bro.
I'm going for it again. Yeah. Tampa Bay for the Stanley Cup. Tampa Bay in the World Series.
Well, remember when Boston had the NHL Stanley Cup. They won the World Series. They won the Super Bowl. I mean,
they own the 2000s.
Yeah, it's wherever Tom Brady goes. We've kind of realized
I know
that.
he just brings the magic there. Whatever.
Or Crowder. Don't forget Jay
That's
Crowder.
true from last week. That's right.
Jay Crowd.
Yo, Phoenix,
Caleb
baby.
In the chat. Yo, what's up, Caleb? Thank you for
Caleb.
joining us.
Loyal
So
to the
let's
soil,
go from actually speaking of the Warriors and all that stuff. Let's go to the hardwood. So last night was crazy. No Trae Young. So no Trae Young. So Milwaukee wins, right? No Trae. So Milwaukee wins, right? That's what it is. I go to bed.
Come on, Mike.
Milwaukee
We
wins.
talk
Excuse
enough.
me?
We talk enough. We talk enough gambling in this.
I know. If it's
to
too
know
good to
that
be
that's
true,
not.
You
That
never
usually is.
predict Giannis's injury, though. That's the X factor and all that right there. It's funny because I think Charles Barkley predicted a Milwaukee 22-point win. It ended up being an Atlanta 22-point win.
Oh,
and
damn.
yesterday showed exactly why Milwaukee, they struggle when Giannis gets hurt. Because, I mean, as much as people love Drew Holiday, who's a great player, they love Middleton. After that, it's who do you really got that's going to help you offensively? So, you know what? Atlanta, I wouldn't be surprised if they win this series, man. They are really a complete team. They got some scorers off the bench. They're a way better shooting team. And if Trey plays in the next game and Capella gets past that eye injury, they're going to be in trouble, man.
Look at Capella, though, reviving his career, staying in the South, but moving a state or two over, right? A couple of states over to Georgia. And, being able to see, like you mentioned, if Giannis can't come out and, be 100%, I think that if Trae Young can be 90%, I think that they have a pretty good chance. But I don't know, man. I think that the Suns are probably going to take it. I just think they're the most healthiest team, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So,
well,
it's kind of looking like your guy Chris Paul.
Dude,
long overdue, man.
Long
overdue.
So this is pretty much live. This just happened about 10-15 minutes ago. But the Phoenix Suns take care of the Los Angeles Clippers in 6 games and advance to their first NBA Finals since 1993. How old were you guys? I was 6.
Better question is, who did they play?
The Phoenix Suns. Hold on. The Phoenix Suns in 1993 played the.
They played Atlanta. No, they played Houston.
That's both Western Conference.
That's 94 and 95. They played Jordan.
They played Jordan. Yeah, that's right. That's
when Charles went off the first game. I'm talking went off, and I think they still got swept. Or they barely won one game.
Jordan 91, 92, 93, and then the only reason why. Imagine how many they could have run.
Oh, they would have run all those if he didn't play baseball.
It was because he went to play baseball. We all know the story.
Come on, Baron.
And then Houston got theirs in, but nonetheless, can't take anything from those Houston teams. Pretty damn good.
Phoenix, man, it just shows how much one player makes an impact. I mean, Chris Paul, we know he's an ageless wonder. He's arguably a top 3 point guard of our generation. He is that good, and he just brought that leadership. When Charles Barkley says he's an MVP, he's that guy who might not have like the MVP stats, but you see what he does in the game. He is just a freaking field general. He creates Ayton. He creates Devin Booker. And you know what? There's a reason why they're going to probably be in the favorites in the NBA Finals, man. They're damn good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Crowder. That's the reason.
Crowder.
So you got to say, bro.
Okay, let's go to so from the hardwood. So by the time that this podcast comes out and the next time that me and Sean jump on next Wednesday, which we'll be talking to Frank Martin about his book and hopefully some Tampa Bay sports. I don't know if we've talked to him since the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl. I don't remember.
I don't think we have.
So give him a late congratulations for his team. But yeah, the NBA Finals will definitely be set, if not have already played a game or two or whatever. So let's do NASCAR at Road America. So this is the first time the Cup Series is hitting the pavement at Road America. Now I've, of course, played the video games, the Xfinity Series. I think the trucks race there too, but first time that the Cup Series is going to be there. So again, another road course. This is the 4th of 7. I think so far this year, 4th or 5th of 7. So what do you guys think? I mean, there's not much stats to go off of. I mean, there's guys like Allmendinger is going to race this weekend. He has experience. Cindric, but it's like those guys hardly ever race in the Cup Series. So even if they have experience at that specific track, it's like, so what? Like Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, those guys are all better than him. You know what I'm saying?
Mike, just stop, bro. Because at the end of the day, if it wasn't for a flat tire, what I said last week is a true statement. There's no reason to talk about NASCAR for the rest of the season.
I know, dude. I mean,
no, there's a reason. There's a reason now. There's a reason.
I mean, until proven
it's a long
otherwise,
season still. How many races
there's
are
no
left?
doubt. But
6, 7, 8?
No, what, until the playoffs start? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, you're right.
There's a reason for, I guess, if you want to look at the aspect of other races getting in, but in terms of follow the leader, it's definitely turned into the Kyle Larson show.
And look at what happened in the second race. He had to start from the back because he got the flat tire to go to a backup car. One of the earlier restarts, he took damage from Denny Hamlin, so he was had overheating issues. He wasn't fast the whole day, and then he was he almost won that gas the race for to see who could last the most with the gas, but Kyle Busch did pit under yellow 1 lap after all those guys, so he ended up winning the race. But Kyle Larson still a second place finish, so still 9th on Saturday, 2nd on Sunday. Yeah, I don't know.
Imagine being the driver on the lap when you're about to come to the checker. Gotta pit, won't make it.
Dude, that was what Hamlin had to do that. I think Kurt Busch, Byron had to do that.
Big Chief.
Yeah.
Big Chief telling you to pull into the pits, man.
Yeah, but I mean, you're gonna be stopped.
Mike driving.
I know you're gonna end up being from second place till you're gonna be 30 something, last place. But I mean, so Road America, it's a cool track. Mark, you had some stats, right? It's over 4 miles long.
Yeah, it's 4. Actually, I think it's about just that 4 miles. I think. To tell you the truth, I think that Allmendinger's actually entered in this race, and I actually like him, and I like Cindric as well. I kind of like these guys from the Xfinity because Xfinity goes there every single year.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Allmendinger, especially with the news that Kaulig has gotten, they came up on one of the, what is it called? Charters, right?
With Haley.
They bought the charter from Corey LaJoie, the 7 Spire Motorsports. So I think the 77 that they run, they're going to give it up, that charter, and I think that they're going to run the other car, one of the Kaulig cars. I don't know if it's Justin Haley, though.
It's Justin Haley, yeah.
So it's not, so it's not Allmendinger. But anyway, Kaulig is trying to get into the Cup level. They race good. I think Allmendinger's won there before in the Xfinity Series, if I'm not mistaken. You can almost quote me on that. So Allmendinger's got wins there, and I just think that with him running that Kaulig car this weekend in the Sprint Cup Series up there, and Cindric, I think Cindric might have a win there too. I mean, I think both of them race pretty good there. So I'd actually be looking at some of these Xfinity dudes that come up to give them a run for their money. Let's see how qualifying goes, because I believe it's one of those tracks where obviously they've never been to, so they're going to be practicing and qualifying.
Yeah, there's practice on the 3rd, and there's qualifying on the 4th right before the race. So literally 8:05 a.m. is qualifying, and 11:30 is the actual race.
Okay. Dang, that's pretty close. So
nice.
Yeah, so we have...
But, yeah, if you get Larson out there, with that clean air and just after practice, I mean... it's going to be tough to beat them, but let's see, because I think that qualifying, if some of these other guys that know the track a little bit better and they can qualify a little bit better than Larson, kind of put them back. You know what happens when you're not in that clean air? Little things happen, like what happened on Sunday, right? With the he ran into Hamlin, right, on one of those restarts.
Yeah, on the second race. Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, when you're back in the pack like that, and it happens, he had to be back in the pack. Well, obviously they were going to be back in the pack anyway because they inverted it and he finished 9th or whatever. So, But yeah, it's going to be tough, but we'll see.
Yeah, so everyone enjoy the race on Sunday. And if you would like racing that much, we have the trucks and Xfinity are both on Saturday. So the trucks are back over in Pocono at 9 a.m. and at 11:30 on Saturday, Xfinity is at Road America. So kind of weird that the Cup Series had both races on Saturday and Sunday, which is probably the reason why the trucks didn't race that weekend. But now you have another Pocono race this weekend on FS1. Let's go to the pitch, Euro Cup. So we have some juggernauts everyone's listening right now, I don't know if there's any games up until into Saturday or the weekend, but shoot, you had Germany lose to England, you had France lose, Portugal lost. I mean, Portugal lost to Belgium, so it's not like it was a huge surprise, but still, it's the defending champs. They're still one of the best teams in the world. And crazy. Even Sweden losing to Ukraine is kind of a surprise, I would think.
That was a surprise.
Oh, definitely.
So yeah, so there's a lot of surprises in the round of 16, and looking forward, what do you guys think?
But
Italy and Belgium, or England even.
That's gonna be a fun one. Switzerland, bro. Woo.
Yeah. These teams, they're like they mentioned. What, 3 of the 4 oldest players at the Euro Cup are on the Portugal side, so obviously they're not getting any younger.
Is Pepe one of them?
Pepe, Ronaldo, and João Moutinho.
Pepe looks like he's 50, bro. He has to smoke.
He plays like he's 21 though.
I know, but
he's one of the best players on the team.
He must smoke like
he's like Ronaldo's age. I believe
he probably smokes hella cigs, bro, because he looks like he's freaking 50.
Pepe. No, but. And for another Portuguese, actually Tottenham, for your Danielle, Mike.
That's right.
Actually getting Espírito Santo.
Yeah.
Because
be
prepared to have a lot of Portuguese on your team.
Portuguese now.
Hey, I thought that was the Wolves' job. So they're going to take all the Wolves players or what?
And shout out to your team, Mike, picking up Sancho, the big Sancho.
Yeah.
So not to divert too much from the Euro Cup, but a couple, the EPL has to steal the news sometimes.
I know, right? It's like Al Davis during the Super Bowl week.
This is silly season for the footy for the footy world.
And then Liverpool got what's his name, the guy from Portugal. Liverpool just.
They haven't got him yet. They want him.
Yeah, they want.
I thought
the dude from Porto.
I think after the Euro Cup, everyone wants Renato Sanchez because everyone's seen just how good the kid is.
I thought when you sent that post, I thought that was for sure. Oh, okay.
No, you got to be the captain sometimes,
though,
Michael.
I think we've seen that was just so dope is how great the second round was. And it wasn't just, some of the big teams lost. When you see like some of these super late goals, Ukraine scores in the 120th minute in stoppage time. Switzerland, they tie the game in the 90th plus minute versus France and beats them in the penalty shots. And who gets the last penalty opportunity? Mbappe, and misses.
That day was crazy.
Can't make this stuff up, bro. And honestly, it's only in soccer. It is why it is the world's game. It's why it's.
What do they call it, Sean?
It is the beautiful game, man. It is a beautiful game, bro. Like, it is funny that the Copa America is on at the same time, but most people wouldn't even realize it because.
I used to work with some dude, and I remember he told me, and it always stuck with me. And I'm a huge soccer fan, and he's arguing with me. He's like, bro, tell me how you can watch a game for 90 minutes, and at the end of it, it's still 0-0. I'm like, dude, people just don't understand.
Don't get me wrong. There are the select games that's just a little bit slow, but I mean, tell me there haven't been great games in this Euro Cup. I mean, dude, 3-3 going into overtime with the whole France and Switzerland. Like, those were like.
Sorry, 0-0. Excuse me, 0-0.
You can't make this stuff up, man. Like, I don't know. It's been a great tournament. Definitely disappointed that the Portuguese are out. But the big picture, I'm just happy that these tournaments are back. The World Cup is upon us. It's right around the corner, and
I got a question for you guys real quick. Sorry, but a couple years ago, maybe up until I think maybe this tournament, I haven't seen too much BS going on with like VAR. I think it's been officiated pretty good in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I haven't watched every single game, but I don't know. What do you guys feel like? You guys think there's been like, of course, everyone, they're always going to do their little acting. Shout out Ronaldo. He kind of did a little something, but
he sure did against Belgium.
I mean, that wasn't really too
Wouldn't
bad.
expect anything less, though.
I mean, they all do it.
They've been calling a lot of penalties. That's the one thing I would say. And I mean, I admit Portugal, most of their goals were off penalties, and not biased. They pretty, for the most part, were penalties, but just like big picture, I've been seeing a lot of penalty calls, so that's one thing. I mean, I don't know. It's like the tie goes to the runner. I think when the ref doesn't know what to do, he'll just give the penalty instead of, hey, let's just do a drop ball or whatever it is. But I mean, other than that, yeah, it's been good. Like,
because he knows he can VAR. That's what the referees do. They'll make the touchdown call. They'll make the interception call. Yes, it was a fumble, because if it's the touchdown or if it's the turnover, it's automatically reviewed. So I think that they might have that mentality. So. But dude, that Croatia and Spain game was crazy too, wasn't it? Like that was crazy. Were they up 3-1? They give up 2 within the last 15 minutes, and then boom, but then they score 2 in extra time. Wait, hold on, didn't Croatia score 1 to get within 1?
No, they tied the game, Croatia, at the end, and Spain scored 2. But I mean, 5-3 in a freaking knockout stage game.
I know that was crazy. So we have. I don't have the schedule.
And Spain hasn't been scoring. Spain hasn't been scoring too much.
No,
but to get 5,
that goal differential looks a lot better now. But
do you guys know the schedule? I mean, I think it's the last 4 games.
It's all weekend, right?
Let me see. I can pull it up right here. Soccer fixtures bracket. Let me see. I can pull it up right here.
So Italy plays Belgium. I know, we know that one because Portugal was going to play.
So
Italy.
On Saturday.
And you know who's not playing for Belgium, right?
All right, so we have
De Bruyne and Hazard.
So starting Friday, we got Switzerland and Spain on ESPN.
Okay.
We also have Belgium. Are you serious? Belgium versus Italy. And then on Saturday, we have the Czech Republic taking on Denmark. Denmark's still in it, guys. Let's go, Eriksson. And then Ukraine versus England.
That's right. Okay, cool. So
Czech Republic, man.
Yeah, so Friday, Saturday. So by the time that everyone listens to this podcast over the weekend or Monday morning as they're driving into work, all those games are going to be done. So please enjoy those. Mark, I can't believe I'm pissed off at myself. I can't believe I forgot, like we just talked about in pre-production, like the minor one. But sorry, back to NASCAR. Huge news. Chip Ganassi just like sells the whole freaking team, and Trackhouse, they pick up those cars. So is it immediate? Is it like an immediate?
Starting 2022, I believe.
Okay, so starting next year, the 42 and the 1, at least if they keep those numbers. I'm not sure if they have to keep them or if they choose not to, but they get a 2-car team. So Trackhouse is going to be part of their Chevy, right?
So are they not going to keep the Suarez 99?
Well, that would take care of the whole Bush problem. If you just take over the 1 and the 42, there's
you take care of the good old Bush problem. Buddy.
Yeah, well, you can also do that, or you can do Manscaped. There's an idea for a sponsorship.
There it is.
A couple of quotes that Chip Ganassi did say is he made me a great offer that required my attention. I'm not out of racing. I'm just out of NASCAR. I still have my IndyCar team.
He already had an offer and he turned it down. He completely utterly fired Kyle Larson last year. He didn't just suspend him. Yeah, he didn't just suspend Kyle Larson. He completely and utterly fired him. That's what the mistake in the offer that he should have taken.
But, I mean...
Yeah, Chip's not doing too good in the head right now, I don't think, man. He might be losing money. The pandemic might have... maybe maybe Kyle Larson cost him a little bit more than just a driver, you know?
Yeah.
Did he do the wrong thing at the time, though? We're Chip Ganassi when that happens. Are you going to probably fire him, though, kind of?
It was the classic. It was the classic doing the wrong thing for the right reasons, Sean. I think that's what it boils down to.
Well said, sir. I like that.
Like when it boils down to it, like now it's probably was the wrong decision, but it was for the right reasons.
It was for
at the time he did what he kind of had to do, you know.
Of course. I think a lot of teams would have. I think Penske would have done it. I think Hendrick Motorsports. I think they actually would have done it if it was a current driver. Actually, at least suspended him for the whole year. Losing all sponsorships. But I think most teams would have for sure fired him. So we'll see. We'll see if Kurt Busch leaves and they don't have that problem anymore. It's a Watermelon chucking Ross Chastain and a guy from Mexico City, Daniel Suarez, in the Trackhouse team. So. They a beautiful paint scheme.
Pitbull comes out as their third driver.
Yeah, beautiful paint scheme. Might I add? Beautiful paint scheme, week in and week out. That 99 Trackhouse is a beautiful paint scheme, I must say.
That number 5 car, Larson. You got the number 1 car. You got freaking Dale.
And the biggest thing that I mentioned to you guys that I sent you guys the little link. It's about transfership and ownership happening up in the sport. It's kind of cool to see. If you got bigger organizations like a Chip Ganassi, selling out to younger teams coming up in the sport, it kind of makes the playing field a little bit more even, maybe adds a little bit more parity. Of course, you're still going to have the Hendricks, but I can't really see Hendricks selling, but you never know, right? Penske, Hendricks, they're getting older.
Yeah.
Don't know if they'll sell, but definitely, management. But then you got Gordon going in there.
Just have Jeff Gordon take over.
Predecessor. So, yeah, we'll see, though. But
So speaking of making wrong decisions, let's get into our final piece of sports news, the NCAA versus the NC State, the Wolfpack baseball team. So for those of you who don't know what the story is, it's a little bit of this whole kind of hypocrisy that we see time and time again. If it's not in the movies, if it's not for, it's sports and other things in life having to do with COVID. We have a handful of players, I believe 4 players tested positive for coronavirus, and I think they were already vaccinated. So what the NCAA did was they removed those players from the roster, from the current roster, and they played with, I believe, just the 13 players. They ended up losing that game, but they were allowed to play the whole game with a full stadium of over 25,000 people who were unmasked. Some of them probably weren't even vaccinated. And then in the middle of the night, like the Baltimore Colts packing up those Mayflower trucks and shipping off to Indianapolis, they say that the NC State Wolfpack are now officially ineligible in the rest of the College World Series. That's horseshit. Just the NCAA just laying their big wang out on the table and saying, you know what, I can do whatever the hell I want. And they, I don't know if they succumb to any pressure or whatever, but why? It's if the decision should have been made, once they test positive, you're automatically done. Don't let them play in a stadium that's freaking packed to the gild of unmasked fans, and then these guys can't play. It's horrible. It's a bad look. Another stain on the, another stain on the pants that is the NCAA. It's horrible.
The billion-dollar company, organization that in the end, they've had a stain with the whole college athletes they don't pay, to just using and abusing all these teams. It sucks, and the thing is they just don't care. That's actually what it really comes down to. They just don't care. Because it's like, okay, maybe they'll hate us for like a week, but like, we're still the NCAA. You're still going to watch our sports. And you just feel bad for the kids. That's all it is. You just feel bad for those kids. Hey, I'll let you get a game in, go to your losers bracket. Nah, you guys are done. That's it.
Yeah, that definitely sucks. It's they are allowing, and then they bring that wang out again and say, okay, you guys can get paid now. So it's devastating for these kids, really. That's why it's just it's all just cosmetic theater, like I like to say. It's just the hypocrisy. It's just I don't even know what to say. It's just I'm so over it already. I've been going into places maskless. I feel safe. I know a lot of people are vaccinated and whatnot, so I don't know. It's just I just feel kind of like I mentioned to you guys. It's like I go into TI unmasked. I mean, I get the email. He said, sure, the state can open back up, so it is what it is. So it's like I'm gonna live my life the way it was. So I don't know. It just kind of sucks that I don't know where the game's in Omaha, right? Isn't that where they play these games? Yeah. So that I think the women's College World Series is in the same place. I think all of them are. Or no,
I don't know.
Omaha,
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know if women's is in Omaha. That might be in a different place.
Okay, but yeah, Omaha, Nebraska. I would think that they probably be a little bit lightened on the regulations and rules out there also, but it's NCAA doing what they wanted to do with that wing, like Mike said. So it sucks, but congratulations to Mississippi State.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, congrats, big congrats.
Definitely.
Got to give them beating out Vanderbilt Game 3, 9-0, putting them. They win their first title in school history in any sport. Pretty crazy. So times are due, and man, the men's baseball team bringing Mississippi State, something that Dak Prescott could not do in some of those prestigious years, get the title. But yeah, F you NCAA, but at least you letting your players get paid now. Quit regulating. Let the market do what it has to do, right? Like get paid for, if you have talent, get paid for it. That's what it should be about, man. It's like use yourself to what's OnlyFans, right? Not to go down a rabbit hole here, but what does OnlyFans do? People don't even have. I mean, whatever. How much talent's on? I mean, there's talent on OnlyFans, but what type of talent? So if some of these athletes, they're no chumps. Look at who Love, right? Who was the running back? Some of these athletes, I mean, I know because I'm right down the street. So are you guys. These guys are smart, and it's. I'm not saying like, I don't know. You guys think these guys are going to make millions of dollars? I mean, if you're in college, you're going to be like a LeBron James. I know he didn't go to college, but if you're going to be like that big, I mean, man, people that get your signature, that's going to be pretty prestigious to get a signature of a college guy like that.
And not to go too deep into this rabbit hole, but I'm kind of happy you did open that up because, I've always been like, okay, that's cool. Like, depending on like the aspect of it, are they selling your jersey? Are they making money off of your name? But with that said, I think there has to be a structured way. There has to be rules and not restrictions, but there has to be just something kind of organized. I mean, you're still student athletes. I've always had that. You're still student athletes. You're going to school for free. You're playing sports for free. You're basically preparing for your future. I mean, it sucks to say, but most of those student athletes
make it on the pros.
And I was just going to say that most of them are athlete students. They don't see themselves as student athletes. So from that standpoint, yes, they should be able to get some sort of money compensation if you're getting money made off of your name, especially because chances are under 1% you're going to go pro in your sport. I mean, numbers are numbers. Numbers don't lie. But like, I think there just has to really be something structured. Not like, okay, we're going to let these guys start getting paid. Like, just, I don't know, have something organized. I've been big, like, you still are student athletes.
I wonder if they did that to take the heat off some of what they were getting thrown at them about, all different. Because, obviously men's basketball and football bring in like all the sports compared.
This has been a conversation. God, Mike and myself probably have talked about it back when we were in high school, freaking junior high. Like, just athletes should get paid. Why the hell don't they get paid and stuff? So that fact that they're getting paid now, okay, cool. But I just think there has to be just a little organization with it. Because at the end of the day, you don't want their mind to start going into just business. Like, you're still student athletes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's true.
That is true. So with that, that's the end of this.
But if you can sell a jersey though, with your name on the back, why not get a percentage of it? Damn it, right?
And that's what I'm saying, a percentage. So you find ways to organize a structure like, oh, this guy sold something with your autograph on it. But like, you don't want to start like, oh, we're going to start paying these athletes. Now we're going to sure that Bryce Love, Christian McCaffrey, now we're going to make sure he's signing hella more helmets, hella more footballs, hella more this. Yeah, you're making more money, but you still don't want that to start being what's ingrained in their head, I don't think. Like, screw it, bro. I'm going to go freaking, instead of doing these 10 signatures, I'm going to go do freaking 50 signatures a day, 100 signatures a day. Because I don't know. I just have a thing where it's enjoy the less stresses. Be a student athlete. If there's money that comes there, like the money you don't even see, that's cool, man. But the minute it's like you're focused more on the money than instead of like all the other stuff, like you still got to have that balance of being a student athlete. That's my biggest gripe.
That's true. Aaron, thank you so much for joining us in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in the show. You're absolutely right. Just the simple fact that they make so much money off of the kids, they should be making that money. So, but anyways, with that, that is the end of the sports section. We're halfway done with the Comic Bookies podcast. Let's do a break. You guys want to take a break or no? You just want to keep going?
You know what?
I mean,
that was
a very little break.
Beer break.
All right, cool. So this has been the Comic Bookies podcast. We will be right back after these messages from your local sponsors, or maybe it's just a little song. I don't know, but we'll be right back.
RB
and a MIN.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Comic Bookies podcast. The three of us right here are on the same, screen right here. It looks like the most recent crowd at an A's game. But we are brought to you by Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California. Go and get your books Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Please follow us on all social media platforms at The Comic Bookies. Email us, thecomicbookies@gmail.com. And please subscribe and follow our pages on Twitch and YouTube to get all of the updated videos, the shorts, and tune into our ugly mugs right here on, live every Wednesday. So, fellas, comic books, let's get into it, man. So I'm going to go ahead and preview some of the books like we do every single week. DC. Actually, you know what? DC's funny. DC literally had like 5 books all week this week, including like the DC Connect, so that was pretty funny. Catwoman Annual #1, the Teen Titans Academy 2021 Yearbook, Infinite Frontier Secret Files #1, and this big old Green Arrow 80th anniversary 100-page spectacular. Over on the Marvel side, we have Daredevil 31, X-Factor 10, Cable 11, Eternals 5, and Black Widow #8. Image has a ton of books. It seems like I got, 3 books this week, but they have a ton of books this week from Image. Crossover 7, Department of Truth 10, Spawn 319, Sean gets 2 Moons 5, and Mark gets That Texas Blood #7. Boom Studios, We Only Find Them When They're Dead #7, and friend of the show, congratulations, but Mr. Frank Gogol gets his one-shot Power Rangers Unlimited Edge of Darkness #1. If you're watching live on YouTube right now, Mark has it displayed. Beautiful, beautiful book. And finally, AWA has Redemption #5. So, fellas, as far as books are concerned, this week I actually none of the of course I'm excited for Department of Truth, but I am digging here. Let me show you guys. Actually, it's on this side of me. Infinite Frontier Secret Files. I got it so long ago I didn't realize that it was like $10. It's like a huge book. It's not just like a regular one. So here is this
nice.
Gary Frank variant cover of this cool Green Arrow 80th anniversary. So check that one out. This is right here. It's pretty dope.
That's dope.
And for all of you comic book collectors, all of you classic stories, don't hate me, please. I know, but I have not read this story yet, but it's always been one that I wanted to get. And finally, I got such a short stack that I got Kingdom Come, a classic story by Mark Waid and Alex Ross on the artwork. Alex Ross is something that I've always wanted one of his, paintings, because look at that. Look at that detail on those superheroes. That was at Comic-Con years, 2017 or 18 when I went. They had a huge poster, and it was like all the villains, and then there's one of all the heroes. But bro, it was like 2 Gs. It was like incredible how expensive it was. But it was a really, really nice framed picture of all his artwork. So what are you guys excited for this week?
I'm actually excited for what Mark has beautifully standing on his desk.
There you go.
The Power Rangers, which is from our boy Frank Gogol. To me, it's just so dope to see the comic he had previously written that we had the opportunity to read. We loved, we related to it, and we could tell it's something that obviously came from his heart. It was really deep. And now he's going to do something that is in many ways completely different. It's the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
So to be able to use his creative mind to really just open up and go do something completely different, I'm sure it's going to be a great one shot. I'm just super excited, bro. I know I mentioned to Mark last week, that's the one thing I'm looking so forward to. So yeah, bro, I'm looking forward to it, bro.
Pretty cool that we met him at a comic store out there in Oakland.
Crazy.
At Cape and Cowell, Mike couldn't make it that day. We decided to go, met him, and man, became a friend of the show. Source Point Press put him on, Jersey, New York guy, just real good dude. He's out there in LA, so definitely, man, that's definitely a book that I'm looking forward to as well. So shout out Frank Gogol, Boom. I know that's his baby. He loves Power Rangers. Yeah. It's like his favorite. Yep, it's gonna bring me back probably a little bit because I haven't done anything Power Rangers since the pink one was around, right? So
you guys forgot the name last week, bro. Kimberly.
I knew I was about to say Kimberly too. Kimberly.
Yes, I agree with what you said last week. All you tween boys out there loved her.
Yeah, but yeah, excited for that one. I mean, I'm really excited for this one right here, just because it's a Marvel book. I mean, I'll be completely honest with you, right?
Yeah.
It's
yes, Mike or Miguel.
It's a mini series. The United States of Captain America. Haven't really read any Captain America type stuff. People that are new to the podcast, don't forget that, me, especially maybe Sean, I can maybe speak for him a little bit, still learning the whole game and everything, but Captain America, cool, but hopefully I get into it. We'll see. I'll probably have a better review for you guys when I come back from La Mexico.
There you go.
But that Texas Blood finally came back, huge hiatus. Just like Undiscovered Country came back for us last week as well. But that Texas Blood, excited to see what this is going to get into. I thought it was going to be a mini series. Kind of weird that but I guess Undiscovered Country did it too, cutting short or taking a hiatus in a mini series, which is, I don't know, kind of strange to me. If you have a mini series or a maxi series, I wish you would just continue it. No reason for a hiatus, man, unless something happens. But who the hell am I to judge? Source Point Press, Darling. This is one that I picked up out of previews probably 2 or 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Almost forgot that I was even picking it up. I don't really jot them down. I kind of just give them to Alex. And like I said, I always add 1 or 2 from the list that I know that I'm getting, because there's some that I forget that I even order. Shout out Treasure Island Comics. And Made in Korea, probably going to be one of my favorites next to Power Rangers, because this one is just, I enjoyed the first one a lot. Told you guys what it was about a couple episodes ago. So this is the second one, and this is probably, I'm saving it to probably read for last, man. Either that or Gogol. I got to flip a coin of which one I'm going to save the best for last, right? So yeah, that's what I'm excited for going into this week. Might read it on a plane, might read it on a train, might read it on the beach. Might even read it next week. So let's see.
So getting into the books from last week real quick. So let's just kind of run down. I kind of liked, so there's a lot of books that I enjoyed, like in the middle, Justice League was pretty cool. Like a lot of these stories at the end of the stories, little side stories. So you're paying $1 more, but you're getting a little bit more content. You're getting like 35 pages instead of 25 pages. So the Justice League Dark story after that one, Undiscovered Country was pretty good. It wasn't what I was hoping for, as far as, you have a long break in between arcs and you start this new arc. They're in this new land, and they're, I thought it was going to be really cool pirate ships, and it kind of took a weird turn, but we could talk about it. Batman Reptilian, it was kind of weird. I'm not sure. I think it's a miniseries, so I might keep it, but if it's like more than 6, then I'm going to drop it for sure. Detective Comics was cool, but my 3 favorite books, Sean, did you get the Fantastic Four one, the life story?
I didn't.
Okay, I thought we did, but the Fantastic Four life story, it's like a 5-issue miniseries. That one's really good. It goes like throughout the decades of the Fantastic Four. So issue 1 was the 60s, and then issue 2 now was the 70s. That one and both Superman books were my 3 favorites of the week. Action Comics and Superman. It was cool. I got Detective, Action, and Superman all in the same week. So those are my 3 favorites. I'll save Infinite Frontier for in a minute, but that's my list for the week.
I know that's kind of the second part of what we talk about. We go over the books we're excited for. We always talk about the books that we did like from the previous week. But I'm going to just go on the opposite. And the book that I just didn't like, and actually was what you said, it was Undiscovered Country, bro. You actually probably read it and gave us like the little signal of how you felt about it earlier today, and you texted us. And I'm like, okay. I knew I was going to read it right when I got off work, and I read it, and it's just like, just a hiatus.
Undiscovered Country was good. No, I enjoyed it.
The hiatus was long on it, and then like just kind of out of left field, when we talked about, we see a black and white ship, a noir. It's like, what the hell is this? It just kind of came out of nowhere. So I was like,
the coolest part was when what's his name shot the thing out of his hand. That was pretty cool when he just probably the dopest page. He went he just reacted, and then like his body did the work for him. It was pretty cool like that. But I'm gonna tell you what right now, there's been 3 or 4 issues so far out right now. But Scott Snyder, his Noctera book is better than Undiscovered Country right now.
So it is going better.
It's currently right now going better. If you were to ask me, like the long run, probably would go Undiscovered Country still in the long run. But right now, currently, Noctera is kick ass.
Yeah.
Why did you enjoy Action so much, Mike?
Why did I enjoy action so much?
Yes.
I don't know. Let me flip it around.
Entice me.
You know what? It was cool because it was a story that kind of it involved Steve Trevor, Aquaman, Batman. It brought it wasn't just the Kent family. It wasn't just people who were specifically tied to Metropolis, Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane and Perry what the hell's his name? Perry White.
It ain't no Perry Ellis.
Not Perry Ellis, not Perry Mason, the old freaking detective. But no, it was Perry White, the editor of it kind of went away from Metropolis, and then just the whole the piece of rock that's down in Atlantis, and then the government trying to take it and stuff, and just what the energy that it emits, and it creates these creatures and stuff. And if you're going to involve Gotham with Batman, and you're going to bring in Atlantis with Aquaman and everything, I'm all for it. It brings in different worlds into one brand new story. And yeah, I've always liked action comics. I've been pulling it since day one, since I started reading the podcast. So yeah.
And is this going to have those type of tie-ins with this in Infinite Frontier?
If it says Infinite Frontier, I'm guessing, do they still say?
Probably not. Huh?
No, I would think no. Yeah, so that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's cool. And then, and Superman's kind of weird too, because that's Philip Kennedy Johnson as well on Superman, and it kind of sucks because I did like the end of that story, and I think now it's done. If I were to guess, because I believe that in a couple weeks we're getting the Superman Son of Kal-El from Tom Taylor. So Superman is now done, that book, and it's Superman Son of Kal-El. I don't think they're going to have a Superman book running with the same thing. I think we're not going to get just Superman for a while. So we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess DC had me kind of mistaken then. I thought Infinite Frontier was kind of gonna be not just it's kind of a separate.
Well, I mean, I think they had. I think it was that.
I thought all these books were gonna be I thought all the DC books were gonna be Infinite Frontier.
So I think
type,
they had the heading on it, right? So they had that list in the beginning where it was Infinite Frontier 1, and then here's or 0, and then it had the list of get this one Harley Quinn book, get this one Batman book, get this one detective book, and then it's all connected in with the story. But at the same time, Batman's still dealing with Lady Clayface and Worth and stuff in detective. He's still dealing with Molly Miracle and all that stuff, and Scarecrow in Batman. So I think it's slightly connected, but I think I don't think you have to read every story. I hope not.
Batman's dope.
But speaking of that, let's do it. Let's do Infinite Frontier. So Infinite Frontier is this huge deal going on right now. Infinite Frontier 0 happened where, you had one of the Guardians of the Green Lanterns. You had, what was it? The Question. You had a bunch of those people who looked like they were just sentient beings. They were just like gods up in the sky, right? They were the ones who helped reset everything for the heroes because they lost against the Batman Who Laughs pretty much. And what was her name? The big lady in Dark Knight's Death Metal, right? And they kind of reset things and gave them opportunity to save themselves. So now what happens is that Darkseid kills those people. He kills those 5 or 6 gods that are up in the sky. So this is what Infinite Frontier is now. So it was Infinite Frontier 1 was kind of going into different spots. You had Alan Scott, Green Lantern. You had a little bit of Flash, a little bit of So what did you guys think of it? I know it's a lot to take in.
Well, I got the worst news because I know the DC books didn't arrive until Friday, and unfortunately, I was on the road to Staples Center.
Oh, that's right.
I did not get my DC books last week. I'm the odd man out, unfortunately, guys.
Okay.
But please do indulge. I do want to.
But I mean, it's just crazy how, because it's kind of a multiversal thing. So you have, the multiverse is again explained, how there's 52 different Earths. The very first scene is Thomas Wayne Batman crash landing in what looks like a freaking Superman pod. In the outskirts of Kansas, what is this? It's
so these are all
crazy.
Different Earths, the different storylines, and
yeah, like Earth 23, it says,
And we had a coming out party as well. I mean, it's just
for what? What, Alan Scott Green Lantern? Well, he came out technically in Infinite Frontier number 0. He
was that the first one?
Yeah, because he came out to his son and daughter, Obsidian and Jade, in the previous issue. But yeah, so they.
Who's the guy at the end?
Well, you see Flash. Oh, I know what it is. That's Wally West. That's different iterations of. Oh no! I'm sorry. That's Roy Harper. Sean knows who Roy Harper is. From
Flash,
Arrow. Yeah, so he's so that's Red Arrow, that's Speedy, that's different Earth's version of Roy Harper. Why he has a black ring on, the Black Lantern ring, I have no idea. But the Black Lantern ring is, and we saw in Dark Knight's Death Metal, that's what brought Batman back to life. He's kind of like a zombie, so all of these dead. Roy Harper was one of the characters that Wally West kills in Heroes in Crisis. See, this whole thing where like if you don't read all these other stories and events, then it's all confusing, So now it's like you see all this here. Let me open it up for you real quick, Sean. Let me show you.
The mystery continues in 3 weeks. Yeah, it sure is a mystery. That's for damn sure.
So you have
with
all
Sean,
that's all
right
iterations of Roy Harper.
Yeah, I know Roy Harper. Oh, yeah,
so he's got it looks like he's just like a Black Lantern right there, but then you see the arrows in the other one too. He's Speedy, he's, Red Arrow, he's Arsenal member, he's also Arsenal. He's had different names in the history of his character, and I
remember you mentioned that when I first got introduced.
So obviously he got a hold of a Black Lantern ring, and now he's not dead from Heroes in Crisis. He's alive. So pretty crazy. We'll see what happens when we actually see Darkseid and what comes of that. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Do you guys have any other books? Oh, dude, Sean, where are you on Punisher Max? I'm almost done with volume 8 because I definitely want to finish all 10 of them before we go to Vegas in a couple months to see our buddy Forrest. But dude, these are some of the best. I have trouble. I was like, okay, I know I have 8 books I have to read before the podcast, but I have to finish this. I can't put this shit down. I can't put them down. Jason Douglas is right.
Yeah, I need to definitely get
Why?
on that.
It's just so hardcore. It's got tons of blood and guts. It's got cussing. It's like a rated R thing. It's like you're watching a movie, like an HBO movie, like a rated R movie, but you're reading the comic book. And like this current one right here that I'm reading, volume 8, it's called Widowmaker. And what Widowmaker is cool. Is it's five widows of mob bosses and people in the mob that he has killed in other stories that we've already read, and they come together and they try to kill him. Right? So, yeah. So, talk amongst yourselves. I'll try to find a few pages to show Mark. But yeah, do you guys have any other books you want to talk about?
I can mention Vinyl. I picked this up last week.
I seen that, bro. I was gonna get it, and I was like, I don't know. I just kind of had that in between, just seeing the cover of it. But how'd you like it?
It's by Image Comics. The writers Doug Wagner, Daniel Hilliard on the art, the colorist Dave Stewart. Seeing that name around, obviously being an Ace fan. But no, it's pretty crazy. It's kind of like I'd say serial killer type stuff, and you got the detective following him, and then now the detective's playing a role, trying to obviously pretend to be his friend, but they're trying to get him on stuff and try to build a case on him, and then he's kind of just wacko, right? And he thinks that this guy's really his friend, trying to be real cool with him. So some chick, not really too sure who she is, but she comes up saying that the detective's daughter is gonna marry her son, and weird stuff, right? And then anyway, it basically ends with the serial killer showing up at maybe a bridal shower type event, and it's pretty interesting, man. It was enough for me to pull the second issue, and it's just it's probably the best one that I read that wasn't a regular last week, because I got Chariot, Nuclear Family. They're all right, just didn't do it for me. Nuclear Family has ended that miniseries. Chariot has one to go from AWA. Harley Quinn picked it up a little bit. Detective was real good. Undiscovered, on the contrary of what you guys believe, I kind of enjoyed it. Action was okay, but Vinyl really, really dug it from Image. Once again, Image Boom delivering great stuff week in and week out. And Mike, I think he had a little bit of something to say about a previews that he picked up, because this guy previews them right before, if anybody else is, obviously you guys are going to listen to this. If you're not live, you're going to be listening to this a little bit later. So you probably would have your previews by now. So, Mike, seeing some more Jeff Lemire stuff. Yeah. Another great writer going on.
It's pretty crazy. I was going through previews. I don't know why I do that. Like, if I ever get time the day I get it, I'm so giddy. I've already flipped through the Marvel one. Nada. I'm not getting anything from this one. There's like 2 huge events that's going to like restart the X-Men. It's like totally restart. Like, even how we saw X-Men #1 like last week or 2 weeks ago or coming up. They're restarting it again. So there's whole 6 issue.
Hey, ain't gonna be no Hickman stuff, man.
That's why I got that mini series, the good mini series Captain America.
Yeah, right. So, and that's why I got the Fantastic Four one. I know it's a mini series. It's an off one. So,
shout out to Saladin Ahmed also, because I know I mentioned him an episode or 2 ago, but. My longest standing book right now is by Marvel is Miles Morales.
Yeah. True. So yeah, I mean ours is I jump into previews. There's one Image book and then one Dark Horse book. First 2 books I'm like, those sound interesting. Both by Jeff Lemire. Pretty crazy. Just a quick synopsis. The first one, I forgot, Primordial. It's a story in 1957. The USSR sent out a dog to space, right? And then 2 years later, the United States answers with sending 2 monkeys, Abel and something starts with a B, right?
This is a true story.
So the monkeys don't come back. But unbeknownst to us, the monkeys were taken, and now they're coming home. So, like, right there, just that synopsis is like, sure, I'll pull a 5-issue miniseries or 5 or 6 by Jeff Lemire. Yeah. Like, that's going to be pretty good. I can't remember.
I see some Cold War going on.
Yeah, that's what it
now.
Is. It's like a sci-fi Cold War stuff. So that's what the synopsis said. Sean is Cold War. So go get your books. Mark, did you see all the gruesome stuff going on in the Punisher Max I was showing you live right now? If you guys saw the video.
That's why you get it, Mark. It is,
and it's like real stuff too. There's like also a chick who kind of like is making herself be like a lady Punisher, sort of like kind of helping him kill those 5 wives, because what her husband was like a former mob boss as well, and they got married. He beat her all the time, raped her. They show all this stuff. Her just like crying in the bathtub, like her nose busted open, bruises, just cuts all over herself and stuff. So and then she kind of joins Punisher to help kill these chicks, right? So it's just it's incredible writing, incredible stuff.
Who is it again? It's Douglas's guy, right?
Oh, Garth Ennis.
Garth Ennis. That's who it is, right? Yeah.
The guy who's actually writing Batman Reptilian, which I thought it was going to be better. But anyways, that's the comics. Hope everyone can go and jump in and grab those books. But real quick, we got a little bit of time left before we have to leave for tonight. But we have some news, plenty of small hitters. We have production of 2 movies going on. We have Aquaman 2 and we have Black Panther 2. Wakanda Forever have started production. Both of those movies have started production this week. Sean, did you watch Dexter?
Brother, I watched it and I loved it.
Season 4, The Trinity Killer?
Yes.
The guy who kills his wife, right, with the cut on the leg or whatever. They're bringing him.
He was hella weird.
Yes. So John Lithgow, he's the tall, pale white guy from Third Rock from the Sun. He's been in plenty of different things, and he won an Emmy actually for this role as the Trinity Killer in Dexter. But he's going to return as the Trinity Killer in the Dexter revival. Now he is dead because he killed him in the show, so I wonder if it's a flashback or whatever, but apparently he's going to come into studio for a day or 2 to shoot his scenes, so I think that's pretty cool. Shang-Chi dropped another trailer. Yeah, and it pretty much, he's going to have a battle with Abomination. If you don't know who Abomination is, that is the Incredible Hulk, pretty much the other Hulk or whatever, so that's pretty cool. Kind of shows the relationship like with his father, like his mother and father, like a more deep dive into that. So that's going to be a very good movie.
Don't tell all these Northern California cultivators out here that name, because that'll be the next hottest strain on the market.
What?
That good Shang-Chi.
I was trying to say trailer. I was like, what the hell? So
Very fire.
And then so before me and Sean get into Loki, there's one more news actually involving me and Sean. So Sean, I'm sure you haven't even finished the damn show. You still have the DVDs somewhere.
I probably still got your season 8 somewhere.
Season 8, I don't know. I think he gave you 9 and 10 too. I don't know, whatever. But I guess Tom Welling, who played Clark Kent Superman in Smallville for 10 seasons, he was on a cameo, and he said, like, you know, keep this hush hush or whatever. But like me and Michael Rosenbaum, who played, he voices the Flash in some of these movies, and he was Lex Luthor in Smallville. Like, we're getting together, and like we're working on this animated series for Smallville. And it actually got out to Twitter, and now it's a whole big thing. So apparently, Tom Welling, they're working on, it's in the works as an animated Smallville series. There's no, definitive answer on whether it's actually true, or if they're going to be just kind of redoing what Smallville was, or if they're going to be continuing it from season, after season 10. But that's pretty exciting.
I actually have the article open, kind of couple quick notes on it. Tom Welling confirms that a Smallville animated series in development, which he is creating along, Michael Rosenbaum. The Smallville animated series was first mentioned by the pair back in 2018.
Oh, cool.
Okay. See anything else? They're back. Then a couple, just quick notes on Smallville. Speaking of the show, I actually should have finished it, and I probably should.
Yeah, you should.
217 episodes, bro. That is
217
crazy.
episodes. They're the hour-long ones, so they're like 45 minutes, with commercials, and it's 10 seasons and it's like The Flash. It's like 20 to 22 episodes a season. You don't see that anymore of all these shows that are up for awards. You have The Boys. They're 10 episodes. You have, what are some other, like the Game of Thrones last season was like, 6 episodes. Mayans, 10 episodes. Sons of Anarchy was like 10 episodes a season. It's crazy. It was like 2.5 months. You're like, oh shit, it's done.
I think production just takes longer now.
No, I don't know. I mean, who knows? But you guys have anything else quick before we get into Loki?
Just a couple. I guess you kind of knocked down the small things. I know other movies. John Wick 4 is going to start filming. Clay from Sons of Anarchy, Ron Perlman, will be a voice of one of the Transformers in the new Transformers Rise of the Beast. So, another big name that will be in that movie. It looks like in the Batman upcoming movie, which we can't wait, with Robert Pattinson. I said it correctly, right?
Yes.
I guess the Batmobile actually broke down on the set.
That's funny.
While they were doing some of the filming, so they had to get that fixed up, I guess, to cause a little delays. But no, other than like these small little things, man, just excited. We have all these movies. I mean, shoot, I know we're all excited for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Definitely going to be interesting how they're going to do that.
Yeah, we get Black Widow this month on Disney Plus. We get Jungle Cruise this month on Disney Plus. We get Monsters at Work or whatever, the new Disney Plus series, animated series. So another thing from Monsters Inc. That's amazing.
Did you see who is going to be the villain for Shazam 2, by the way?
No.
Is it Mr. Mind or whatever? Like, shouldn't it be like from the first one?
I'm actually looking on, one of our famous websites with a lot of great news.
I think I know this.
It says right here it's going to be, oh my gosh, ads, Mark's favorite. It looks like it's going to be, who is it? It's
going to be, what's his name?
It's like it says God or something.
Helen Mirren.
Oh, yeah.
Spotted as the villain, daughter of Atlas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We reported that. I forgot what her name was. Shoot.
Yeah. Okay, so we did. Just want to make sure we did, because I know it actually still showed up as something new. But yeah, other than that, man, just a lot of these small little nitbits. And like you said, man, Black Widow, that's the next one, brother.
Yep. So as Mark bags and boards his book live on YouTube and Twitch, check him out.
This is a tutorial, guys.
Yeah.
How to bag.
Me and dude, I have so many. I think it's one. You guys are gonna get a picture of like just the whole floor freaking just laid out. It's got to be at least 60 to 70 books. I have not done it in a while. Okay. So, Sean, Loki episodes 2 and 3, it's getting better, but it's still not like enough for me to be like, come on, dude, like things need to start happening. Like the whole thing, like I heard this on.
So Cook Beats might have something else to say on the second and third episode, or what?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Sean, but episode 3, when they were like walking through the dying planet, right, and when they were on the train, just kind of chilling and talking, right. I heard this on the Fat Man Beyond. It kind of looked like a COVID episode, to where there weren't many other characters, and it was just like two people kind of socially distanced and then walking and talking the whole freaking episode. You know what I'm saying? It kind of looked like a COVID episode, you know? So, but it's pretty cool. Like, how are they going to get off that planet, you know, like so to speak? So she's the variant, you know.
And have you watched number 3 yet? Sorry.
Yeah, no, I watched number 3. Yeah, so number 4 came out today.
I want to know what I can talk about.
Yeah. So number 3, yeah. So he kind of unveils that he's bisexual, but it wasn't a mystery to us because going to like you know, Greek mythology, all these gods and stuff. Like, come on, dude, they're screwing everything. Everything in sight. They're all naked and they're all gluten free. You know, you see the paintings, all the old school stuff. They're all effing each other. Come on now. But anyway, so what else did you like about the episodes?
I actually like that he's kind of like, oh, I'm with the variant now. And we know who the variant is. And I actually like how it really quick transition from episode 2 to episode 3. The way that, oh my God, just Wedding Crasher guy. What the hell's his name? Owen Wilson. I love how his mindset's kind of like, hold on, who is the bad guy here?
Yeah.
Who is the real bad guy here?
Her plan, though, was dope. How like it just set everything off. It was like, and then you see the timeline like, we're like, whoa, what is happening?
Everyone was going crazy, bro.
That was pretty dope. But yeah, they're on. He randomly sent them to some planet that's going to crash into. It's either vice versa. It's like they're on the moon, and the planet's going to crash into it, or vice versa, or they're on the planet and the moon's going to crash into it. So yeah, they have a few hours before, and then sure enough, the shuttle that's supposed to take them to safety, the last one explodes, and they're just standing there like, what the hell? So by the time people listen to this episode of the podcast in their ears, you might have already seen episode 4, but we're only up to episode 3.
But you can tell, obviously, too, when you see the variant in episode 2, you can see, like, okay, this isn't a bad guy. Like, there's a bad chick, you know, the Wokey.
The Wokey,
what they're saying. The Wokey. But it's, I don't know. I knew immediately. That seemed too good and too quick. Oh, he got with the variant. Oh, we got the bad guy. I'm like, nah, man, there's something else that's going on here.
Yeah, so, I'm just waiting for them to finally do something about like this whole multiversal thing. Like, I know it's going to tie into freaking Doctor Strange, Wanda. Like, hurry up. You know, it's going to be, you know, like, how the hell else are they going to have the Spider-Man in the Spider-Man movie? Like, come on. Like, something's got to happen to where this finally opens up Pandora's box for endless possibilities going forward in the MCU.
Well, I mean, even just in episode 1, I mean, not to go back to episode 1, and we referenced it a couple episodes back, when you just see him like handcuffs, you're seeing like flashbacks of like, you know, he was the reason why his mom died. Yeah. It referenced a whole bunch of these Marvel things, him dying. So it's just like, it's going to eventually start transitioning into obviously bringing all these multiverses together. And it's going to for sure start bringing exactly probably the Doctor Stranges. I mean, are we going to see Thor? I mean, yeah. Anything would surprise me, to be quite honest.
But episode 4 is out, so everyone enjoy. But that's the news, and that's the comics and entertainment side. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of episode 118. 100 Kyle Busch, as Mark put it before the episode started. So, gentlemen, it's been a fun night. It's quite early, too. I'm glad to say, compared to last week when you guys were recording, I kept hearing, it's almost midnight here. But just past 10, it's just right around 10:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Gentlemen, take us away for another fire week of colliding the worlds of sports and comics.
Episode 118, the Comic Bookies podcast is one of the best nights of the week for us to come together and do what we love to do, colliding the world of sports and comics. Mark going to Mexico this weekend. Have a great, safe trip and a great time. Again, we're happy Danielle is feeling a whole lot better. We can't wait to hear about the parade for the lovely Maddie. And, of course, I can't wait to have a poll and have some interaction from the fans on what you guys think my beautiful wife, Marissa, and I are going to have. We are super excited for this weekend. And the podcast, man, just keep supporting us, guys. This is something that, again, we just love to do. You guys see all the short videos on YouTube. Mike's is awesome with that. And Mark and myself, we're going to keep doing what we do. Guys, just check us out. Keep interacting. Check out the Facebook. Check out the Instagram. You guys know all the social media information, which Mike will be giving to you shortly. And we love you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Check us out. Social media. I'll give it out. I'll give out at the Comic Bookies on Twitter, at the Comic Bookies on Instagram, at or Comic Bookies, the Comic Bookies at gmail.com. If you want to email us, if you want to interview, if you want to do some networking in any way, let us know. Like I said, half of the year is gone. Make sure you make good plans and that you make. And that you just set goals for yourself coming up in this second half of the year as we deal with variants and all types of stuff going on. But make sure you enjoy it and enjoy, the NBA Finals coming up. We're already in the Stanley Cup. Tampa Bay looking like they're going to take a pretty convincing win here if they can hold on. But Suns are in. Let's see if Atlanta and Milwaukee can get in. You guys enjoy it. Enjoy Road America and enjoy all these books that were dropped today on New Comic Book Wednesday. Thank you guys. As always, Mike will probably let us know if there's another country, if there's another city, if anything is happening over the world, if one of our footy fans in the Euro Cup listen to us. But nonetheless, thank you, fans. We love you. 118 has been great. And yeah, appreciate all the time. And I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
There you go. It's been great coming back this week. Mark, we will miss you. But I will say, no new countries, but we do have a second. Of course, the Bay Area is always going to be our number one downloader in the United States. But over the last 10 episodes, Orlando and Daytona Beach are our second highest downloaded area in the United States. So 3 time zones away, what's that, 3,000 miles away, all the way down where the Daytona 500 is raced, is our second highest downloaded episode. But hope everyone has a fun and safe 4th of July weekend, so please celebrate our country's Independence Day safely. Please, everyone, return and watch and listen to the show with all 10 of your digits still attached. But for Mark and Sean, this is Mike. This has been the Comic Bookies Podcast. Enjoy the sports, enjoy the comics, and enjoy each other. Happy 4th, everyone.
Peace.
And always enjoy each other. And since 1776, this has been the home of the brave and the land of the free. So get out there, celebrate this independence that this great country serves us. And thank you guys. And like Mike said, come back with all your limbs and all your fingers. We love you. Go America.
Don't go Jason Pierre-Paul.
Yeah.